Get ready for an interstellar shocker. According to a group of scientists, Betelgeuse, the mesmerizing red supergiant star on Orion's shoulder, has already exploded. That's right, you heard it correctly, we're dead serious. Within the next 10 years or so, its magnificent result will light up the night sky. But how did scientists arrive at this conclusion? Should we be concerned? Could the James Webb Space Telescope capture the remnants of this celestial explosion? Today we're diving deep into all the latest details. One of the most prominent stars in the northern night sky, especially visible during winter, is the red supergiant Betelgeuse. It's one of the few stars bright enough for us to see its distinct reddish-orange hue with the naked eye. Despite its brilliance, Betelgeuse is actually not a typical star. If we replaced our own sun with Betelgeuse, it would stretch all the way to the asteroid belt and have a mass many times greater than the sun. Surprisingly, Betelgeuse is relatively young for a star, with an estimated age of only 8 to 10 million years, while our sun is around 4.6 billion years old. This is because supergiant stars like Betelgeuse burn through their nuclear fuel rapidly, leading them to explode sooner than smaller stars like our sun. But what makes Betelgeuse so unique in the sky? Let's take a step back to understand how scientists arrived at the conclusion that Betelgeuse may have already exploded. The story begins in the 2nd century BC when Chinese astronomers noticed that Betelgeuse had a distinct yellow color. Fast forward to the 2nd century AD, and Greek-Roman astronomer Ptolemy described it as orangish or reddish, much like how it appears today. Ancient stargazers in the Middle East also observed the same reddish hue. However, there's a possibility that Betelgeuse went through a color transformation within a few hundred years. Some Chinese astronomers recorded its yellow supergiant stage, and over time, it shifted to its current red supergiant phase. As observers today, we might wonder how many people across the globe have witnessed Betelgeuse's changing hues. Certainly, this transformation likely came with several phases of dimming and brightening that weren't recorded, leaving us with only scattered historical accounts. Imagine ancient sky watchers looking up and wondering, wasn't that star brighter? Well, that's exactly what's happening right now. Betelgeuse is a variable star, meaning its brightness fluctuates. It follows a cyclic pattern, but starting in December 2019, Betelgeuse's brightness dramatically dropped, becoming visible to the naked eye. By mid-2020, it began to recover. One theory suggested that these cycles may have aligned, causing an especially deep dip in brightness. However, observations from the Hubble Space Telescope revealed something peculiar. It appeared that Betelgeuse had expelled a significant amount of material into space, creating a massive dust cloud that obscured much of its light. The dimming was so severe that Betelgeuse, once the 10th brightest star in the sky, fell to below the 20th position in terms of brightness. Fortunately, Betelgeuse eventually showed signs of recovery, but its unpredictable behavior didn't stop there. In fact, it has recently experienced a surprising increase in brightness, outperforming its normal shine by an astonishing 50%. This sudden change is perplexing for a star known for its fluctuations. While the dimming could have been caused by dust or cyclical behavior, the sudden brightening points to something more significant. It could be linked to the 2019 material release, which might have caused major disturbances in the star's plasma flow. The new behavior could be a delayed response to that release. But what's truly behind it? A plausible hypothesis that has been widely discussed is that Betelgeuse is nearing the supernova stage. While estimates still suggest the star has about 100,000 years before it goes supernova, recent groundbreaking research by Heiko and colleagues from Tohoku University in Japan suggests that Betelgeuse may have already undergone a supernova explosion. We could be witnessing the aftermath of this event, which may fully unfold within the next 10 years, or even sooner. The most recent findings, based on an in-depth analysis of Betelgeuse's light patterns, identified 4 distinct periodic changes occurring at intervals of 2,200, 420, 230, and 85 days. While the origin of the longest period remains unclear, it is believed to be the fundamental cycle, with the shorter intervals possibly serving as reverberations. The scientists propose a model in which Betelgeuse is in the final stages of carbon burning, suggesting that it is on the brink of a supernova explosion. This makes it a strong contender for the next anticipated supernova event in our Milky Way galaxy. However, there's still some mystery surrounding Betelgeuse's behavior. Some conflicting observations regarding material ejection and the star's recovery have emerged. While the consensus leans toward a mass ejection event, something that occurs in stars like Betelgeuse, there are still uncertainties. After all, we observed a supernova in a neighboring galaxy in 1987, so we know this phenomenon is real. The tricky part is that Betelgeuse has currently slipped behind the Sun and won't be visible in the night sky until late August. This leaves us in the dark about its current status, waiting for the next big breakthrough in our understanding. While it's possible that our predictions for Betelgeuse's supernova timing are off, one thing is clear. The mystery surrounding this star continues to captivate astronomers, and we might not have to wait long for the next incredible cosmic event. The mysterious star, Betelgeuse, presents an intriguing subject of study. Located about 650 light-years away, it's a red supergiant in the constellation Orion, and its size and relative proximity make it an excellent candidate for observation. Unlike most distant stars that appear as tiny points of light, Betelgeuse's size allows us to capture its light variations through detailed imaging. There's a fascinating possibility that Betelgeuse could one day go supernova. If it does, it would certainly be a spectacular event. Fortunately, we don't need to worry about any danger to Earth. Betelgeuse is far enough away that even in the event of a supernova, the explosion wouldn't harm our planet. While it won't outshine the Moon or the Sun, the explosion would still be visible, casting shadows at night and remaining visible during the day for up to a year. Over time, the supernova's brightness would fade, and the star's place in the sky would gradually disappear. While this event won't be harmful to Earth, it could cause some disruption for certain creatures that rely on the moonlight for navigation. With the added brightness of a supernova, their behavior might be affected. Additionally, stargazing would become more challenging, especially when the moon is already bright in the sky. Despite this, astronomers would likely shift their focus to capturing the supernova's brilliant light, although the event would also present challenges for certain telescopes. Fortunately, there would be warning signs before the supernova's explosion, such as the detection of neutrinos and gravitational waves, giving astronomers time to adjust their observations. Now, many may wonder if the James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, has observed the remnants of Betelgeuse. Unfortunately, JWST hasn't been able to study Betelgeuse directly due to its overwhelming brightness. JWST is designed to detect faint objects in space, but the star's brightness would overpower its instruments, much like trying to observe the sun without protective glasses. Betelgeuse's infrared brightness is so intense, about 4,378 times greater than the JWST's detection limit, that it would essentially blind the telescope. That being said, other observatories are eagerly waiting for the supernova, equipped with instruments and methods to capture the event's details. While JWST cannot assist in observing the supernova, these other telescopes, both ground-based and in space, are ready to study the cosmic explosion as it happens, offering valuable scientific data. The aftermath of a supernova, especially one like Betelgeuse's, would offer significant insight. For instance, the Crab Nebula, the remnant of a supernova explosion from the 11th century, is still expanding and visible today. If Betelgeuse undergoes a similar fate, the remnants could either collapse into a neutron star or, if there's enough mass, into a black hole. Either outcome would provide an extraordinary opportunity for scientific exploration, especially given Betelgeuse's proximity to Earth. While it's uncertain when Betelgeuse might go supernova, the star's surface shows signs of instability. However, it might also return to its regular cycle, delaying the explosion for centuries. In the end, only time will reveal the fate of Betelgeuse. This cosmic mystery reminds us that the night sky is always changing. Stars are not eternal, and while some survive for vast periods of time, the universe continues to evolve on both short and long timescales. As we look to the future, we'll continue to marvel at the wonders of space and the mysteries that remain to be uncovered. Betelgeuse, the enigmatic red giant star, may have already gone supernova, and its brilliant explosion could soon light up our sky. But how did scientists come to this conclusion, and should we be afraid? Let's explore the evidence and see what the future holds. Betelgeuse has been a subject of fascination for centuries. The earliest recorded observations date back to the 2nd century BC, when Chinese astronomers noted its distinct yellowish hue. By the 2nd century AD, the Roman astronomer Ptolemy described it as an orangish or reddish star, a description that still fits today. Similar observations were made by astronomers in the Middle East. So, how did astronomers come to realize that Betelgeuse might be nearing the end of its life? Let's delve deeper into this mystery.